Hey guys, and welcome to the live stream for today. I was just noticing my green screen. My my tattoos on my green screen are yeah, I got green in the tattoos, and you can see through my tattoo. It's kind of weird. I had never noticed that before, but anyway, I'm going to give it a couple of seconds before I really get cranking on this. It's really not a lot to talk about. I want to do a little bit of updates on Jeremy and his current status in Florida and some of the things that have taken place with some of the court conferences and filings and so on and so forth. There's a ton of pop-up channels that are like every 20 minutes they're posting videos. Yeah, I'm only doing when there's something significant to talk about. I'll go ahead and post about that. I'm also going to hit one of the latest Stolen Valor cases from Guardians of the Green Beret. I'll just bring up their website. We'll talk a little bit about that. I still have probably a dozen Stolen Valor cases I'm working on. I'm still waiting on records. It's been months, and I'm probably still going to have to wait quite a bit longer before I get records back. But I do, I'm all about the due diligence before I call somebody out. I want to have their actual records in my hand from the MPRC, and I want to try and make contact with those people to see if there's any discrepancies or whether or not they want to talk about it. I have left a message for Jeremy on his business answering machine right before he got locked up. He never attempted to contact me in regards to the Stolen Valor. Like I said, if he gets ahead of that, that's one less headache he's got to deal with, especially with all of these felonies that are pending. Yeah, I'm going to go check out Metro State's new video when I get done with this because, Jennifer's pregnant with Jeremy's kid. Well, I think I would want a paternity test on that just to make sure. But I'm not even going to get into that because that is just the craziness involved in that is just it's hard to comprehend. All right, so I've seen some rumors that people have been saying, "Oh, Jeremy's getting out," and this, that, and the other thing. So let's go ahead and jump over to the Orange County courthouse records. And I'm just going to grab one of his open felonies here in the middle of the screen. And we're going to see what's been going on with this. So, let's see. He didn't appear on the 10th, which was Friday. And Friday the 10th. I'm not sure what day that was. Let me take a quick look at my calendar. The 10th was Monday. It was rescheduled for Friday the 14th. And when we go down here, I see on the 12th, there was a motion to reinstate bond on 5/12. And when you open that up, as any competent lawyer, of course, once the battery charge, the dating battery charge was dismissed, then, of course, a competent attorney is going to try and get the bond reinstated. And, and that the funny thing is he lists all of the charges. As you can see, there's several pages of or 2 pages of charges alone. And they filed that. He also listed the nolo prosecute on the battery. That's Jennifer's statement that she was going to be an uncooperative victim in regards to that charge, which got his bonds revoked. She's not going to do that. That's been dismissed. And then All-Star bail bonds, they will reinstate his bond on that. So let's go back And let's go up here. Now, they list the court minutes. Now, some of the people jumped on this defendant is on restricted movement and thought that he was being released and was going to be on a bracelet and was going to be, allowed to resume back on his bond. However, what that restricted movement is probably the reasoning why he did not appear for these conferences, because he is on restricted movement in the jail. Restrictive movement, it's usually for psychological cases or protective custody. Jeremy is a convicted sex offender. The minute the inmates and general population figure that out, he's subject to get his butt beat. So that's why he's probably in protective custody and a special cell block. And that's what's going on with that. So if we go back to the case updates, and an electronic copy of this was provided to his attorney. It's the same thing. And this has been provided to the attorney for each and every one of the cases. He's on restricted movement, status hearing held, trial dates to be set, and the case remains on the master trial list. So they are still waiting to put him back on the master trial list and set a date for trial. Okay? That's pretty much where it's at. There has been absolutely no movement whatsoever on the motion to reinstate bond. It's the weekend. I don't see that happening at all until, if there is any action on it, it will be next week. Let's go back and take a real quick look just to make sure. And when you type in Dewitte, search the current inmates on who's in jail. Jeremy Dewitte, still in jail. There he is. He just looks so happy in that picture. But, yeah, and all of his revoked bonds. So, he is in cell, let's see, M3B. So, he's in M block. Whichever M block is, most likely that's the PC block. Let me just take a quick peek-see here at the chats. And I'll try and answer any questions that I can. Yeah, Steve does have a bowl of gravel before he does a video. He's just got that rough, gravelly voice. Let's see. All right, I can't comment on anything that Jennifer's doing. It's not even a remote thing that I even care to look at because it'll just make me crazy. Let's see. Yep, the charge was dropped, and that's only because Jennifer was an uncooperative victim. The state could have proceeded because there was probable cause that he, in fact, committed the battery. That comes into play now as to whether or not the judge is going to reinstate his bond. So just because that charge was dismissed, there was probable cause for the arrest and to bring the charge on Jeremy for the battery in a dating relationship. That in and of itself can, in fact, weigh on the judge whether or not to reinstate bond. And under state statute, and let me just go look this up real quick for you. It's 903.0471. Let me just bring that up real quick. And it says right here, violation of condition of pretrial release, which is being out on bail or bond, notwithstanding, and it outlines a bunch of stuff in regards to contact with victims, so on and so forth in 907.041. A court may, on its own motion, revoke pretrial release and order pretrial detention if the court finds probable cause to believe that the defendant committed a new crime while on pretrial release. Now, Jeremy has allegedly committed numerous crimes while he's been out on release. And I say alleged because he's still innocent until proven guilty when he goes to trial. And that was the personation charges that have just been stacking up over about a year's time frame. So the judge may or may not reinstate bond or bail. And I'm sure that's something that's probably going to be looked at the first part of the week. The motion has been filed by Amir. Amir is a competent lawyer, and that's what he should have done the minute they dismissed the battery charge with Jennifer. So that's where we're at in regards to him actually getting out of jail. I do not believe the judge hearing the bond is Amir's former law partner. I believe the judge that's involved with that is from Osceola County, not Orange County. Actually, the Orange County judge that was listed is Julie H. O'Kane, and I do not believe she's ever been in practice with Amir. So the judge that revoked, I forget what his name was, and I don't see him listed here. I don't see the judge listed here that actually revoked it. But you have to remember, you got two different counties that are dealing with this. And, yeah, it's longer than a CVS receipt. Yeah, I agree with that. That's the truth. And hello to Canada. Thanks for tuning in. Epic video on the main channel. Ben, did you watch the video, and does she go into detail about his stolen valor? I would look into that, but I doubt she will. I think she probably still believes that he was in the military, even though he wasn't, and we all know that. He never went to any of the schools. He never went to any of that. Even his claims of ROTC, that was rather ridiculous as well. So that's pretty much where Jeremy's at right now. He's still in the can. He's not going to be getting out. There is a motion filed to reinstate his bail/bond. It hasn't been heard yet. It hasn't been considered by the judge. So not sure what's going to happen with that. All of his charges are still open, pending trial. And every one of these, if you open any one of them, actually, it just basically lists the court minutes that were sent out. Here's another look at the court minutes. It's basically defendant is on restricted movement, status hearing held, trial dates to be set, and the cases remain on the master trial list. Absolutely no mention whatsoever of reinstating bail or bond. So I think Jeremy's going to be sitting right where he is. Yeah, lots of drama going on with this. Yep, and there's a lot of people working in the background on some of this stuff too. I mean, the citizens of Florida are not real happy with any of this and the way the courts have been dealing with it. With my law enforcement background, I have never seen somebody out on bail or bond that's got almost a dozen felony, even though they're class 3 felonies. It's a felony charge, nonviolent felony charge. However, he does have some charges. There was an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon lumped in with that personation. I don't have all of the arrest reports. I haven't looked at all of the probable cause affidavits for the charges. It's all available on the Orange County Court website. If you look up Jeremy, you can find all that. You can read through all that documentation. It's pretty crazy. Now, if he does get out on bond, that'll be a great day because I may actually be able to get in contact with him and discuss his stolen valor claims. As I've said in the past, and I know Guardians of the Green Beret have also reached out and want to speak with him about that. And, an apology and a confession that he lied about all of this stuff goes a long way in the military community. At least we're not going to be hounding him about it anymore. It's always going to be on the internet. Unfortunately, any of his children will be able to look up Dad on the internet later on down the road and find out that Dad was a POS, Stolen Valor thief, which is not really nice. Keith Karsten, that was the judge's name, and I believe he's Osceola County, if I'm not mistaken. He can't be, because he was arrested in Orlando. I don't know. I don't get too much into the civilian criminal stuff of it. I try to stay in my lane as far as the Stolen Valor stuff goes. I would like to see Jeremy get out, because then I may have a chance to actually have a dialogue with him that I can, that I know he's going to record. Unfortunately, I'm in a single party state, so I would have to tell him I am recording it, but whether or not he would be good with that, probably not. He'd probably just hang up on me. I have called again, and Jennifer hung up on me. She didn't even want to hear it. I said something about Stolen Valor, and it was click. So, I don't know. I don't know. And that's been a while back. I'm curious, though, about the pregnancy thing. Do you guys really think she's pregnant, or do you think that's a lie? Do you think she's trying to create more drama? I don't know. If either one of them, if their lips are moving, they're lying. So, and it's on the internet, so is it true? I don't know. Yeah, I know, Norma. I don't know. I don't know. And like I said, I still got people fishing for me down there and trying to get something, try to get some type of a statement from somebody that they can go forward with and demand that the state actually charge him with the Stolen Valor. It should be easy enough to do. So with that, and this isn't going to be a really super long, I'm going to try and keep this like 30 minutes or less. I don't want to just babble on about stuff and go on and on and on and on. And I appreciate everybody that's tuned in. I'm glad you guys like my content. I try and keep it short, concise, and on topic. For my Stolen Valor, what I'd like to do is go over to the Guardians of the Green Beret, and I'm going to have to just resize this just a little bit. And I want to talk about one of their recent cases. And their most recent case. And this one kind of pisses me off a little bit, to say the least. Ramon, come on down. So, Ramon, and I'm not sure the pronunciation of his last name, Montejo, Green Beret Knot. These guys do a great job vetting, and they were notified about this guy. He's wearing first sergeant, and then he's got all of this other fancy stuff here on his uniform. Pathfinder badge, Master Blaster, which is the Master Parachutist badge. It's the airborne wings with a star and a wreath around it above it. Of course, he's got his Jeremy Dewitte Expert Marksmanship badge. And then he's got quite the array here of ribbons. I see a Bronze Star, Purple Heart, numerous Army Commendation medals, probably an achievement medal under his lapel, good conduct right here. Yeah, a bunch of ribbons. And he was contacted via phone, and you can watch that on the Guardians of the Green Beret YouTube site. And I guess the first phone call didn't go very well. The guy got all pissed off at him, cussed him out, hung up on him. And then the second call was a little bit better. But they basically confronted him on his claims. I guess he was at a wedding wearing a green beret with a set of captain bars on it, which he was not ever a captain. Combat infantry badge, nope, didn't have that. Bronze Star, nope. Purple Heart, nope. This I find unusual. Right here, they list Army Commendation Medal. Now, this guy is an E8 First Sergeant, and he has no Army Commendation Medals, which I find that very unusual. I think I had 3 Army Commendation Medals and 3 or 4 Army Achievement Medals. And yeah, so that's kind of unusual, unless you're just really a dud. Good Conduct Medal. Well, unless he was in trouble, he should have got a Good Conduct Medal. Reserve Component Achievement, can't speak to that. Humanitarian Service. National Defense Medal, he's got. Vietnam Service, nope. Armed Forces Expeditionary, nope. Global War on Terrorism, nope. Armed Forces Service, or Reserve Medal, he does have. NCO Professional Development Ribbon, he has. Army Service Ribbon, he has. Special Forces tab, nope. New Mexico National Guard Medal of Merit, nope. All these other ones, Utah. Master Parachute Badge, he did get that. Pathfinder, nope. Special Forces Combat Patch, nope. Mexican Master Parachutist Badge, nope. This guy he went all out. But the thing is, he has got a perfectly legitimate military career. He went to the no, I'm sorry, I misread. But he did go to airborne school, was a jump master, and got his Master Parachute Badge. That's amazing. A lot of guys never do that. I've just got my basic wings, and that's because I didn't want to go through jump master school, and then I got transferred to Germany, and I never went back. Expert Driver Badge. Ooh, he can drive a truck. Then they list all of the different photographs of him wearing all this stuff, along with captions. Pretty crazy stuff. This guy was a E8 First Sergeant and should know better. It's just totally insane. You can listen to the phone calls on the Guardians of the Green Beret YouTube site. And that's one of their most recent ones. Go over to their website and check them out every now and then. A couple of the other places you can go, militaryphony.com. They'll post new ones. Valor Guardian. I think it's Valor Guardian. They also post some of the newest ones. Right now, everything's kind of really toned down a lot, just due to the fact that, let me get up my chat here. Just due to the fact that we can't get records. I've been waiting months now for records. And the MPRC is really, really, really slow with getting the records out. They're just so overwhelmed with all of the requests that have been backlogged since COVID. And now that the COVID stuff's kind of relaxing a little bit with the federal government and people are getting back to work, now it's they're trying to play catch up. So let's see. Could be anyone's baby. So Jennifer was trying to catch him in this, huh? That's interesting. Well, unless anybody's got any really questions, I'm going to cut it off kind of early. Today's a beautiful day here in New England. We're supposed to get up to 70 degrees. I'm going to get out on my bike. Going to go for a ride out to the western part of the state. There's a barbecue trailer out there. I'm going to stop and pick up a couple of racks of Carolina style ribs. Probably have a Carolina barbecue sandwich while I'm there, just because the food's great. I spent a lot of time in at Fort Bragg in North Carolina, and I missed the barbecue down there. Oh, yes, there has been people stolen. Personally, I have not had anyone actually charged with it, but there have been people that have been charged with stolen valor. Usually that's in conjunction with some type of fraud with the Veterans Administration, people that use fraudulent claims to acquire benefits through the VA. Those are the majority that get prosecuted once their phony military service gets outed. As far as Jeremy goes, in order to get him charged either under the state statute or under the Federal Stolen Valor Act of 2013, basically we have to be able to prove that he received some tangible benefit for his phony service. So, knowing Jeremy as we all do, he can't shut up and he runs his mouth all the time. There's no doubt in my mind when he goes out to acquire a contract for his funeral escort business that he does not bring up his military service, and that does not have some weight in whether or not he receives the contract. I'm not going to mention his name, but there is a Homeland Security officer who actually hired Jeremy Dewitte's company to provide an escort for a motorcycle club way outside the realm of funeral escort. And the only reason he was hired is because he was a veteran. If that person were to fill out a sworn affidavit as to why that company was hired for that escort, that would be probable cause to charge him with the state stolen valor. Federal stolen valor requires a little bit more than that. There has to be talk of one of the prohibited medals or awards. And I'm sure Jeremy's more than happy to tell you about all his accolades while he was jumping into Fallujah and popped the riser, which is all BS, as we all know. So, you know, the stolen valor thing, it is so hard to get these people charged. And that's why we just berate them as much as possible and tell the truth about their military career as much as we can in the public, because that's our First Amendment right per the Supreme Court of the United States. While they give them the right to do it, they also give us the right to actually tell the truth about their service. Other than that, you know, I'm going to probably digress and have to go check out some of the latest Metro State stuff, because this is such a big rabbit hole that you could drive a dumpster into it, no problem. A big dumpster truck could fall right in that rabbit hole. Yeah, LE discounts. Oh, I'm sure he did. You a cop? He wouldn't say he was. I'm a state agent. Well, he wasn't a state agent. There's no such thing as a state agent. If he said he was an idiot, everybody would believe that. But he is a narcissist. And not all narcissists are psychopaths. However, all psychopaths are narcissists. You can look that up. He's kind of like right on that psychopath narcissist line. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, guys. Motor 3. I've got to go look at this. Hey, thanks for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate it. Please, please, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the bell for notifications for when I go live, when I make community posts, when I upload new information. For those of you that also like my motorcycle content, Laconia starts the 12th of June. I'll be heading up to Laconia. I may do 2 or 3 day trips. I'll be using some of the new camera gear. I'll be getting a lot of video for that. Of course, I'm also going to Sturgis this year. That's going to be a week-long trip. That should be a good time. So there'll be some motorcycle stuff coming out soon. I also need to get up to the shop and see what's going on Rob's Dino Service, Gardner, Mass. Great place. If you're in the New England area and you need your bike tuned, go see Rob over at Rob's Dino Service. Be more than happy to get you hooked up. And other than that, enjoy your afternoon. I hope you're having great weather and have yourself a great day. And with that, I'm going to close out the live stream.